Now joining me on Radio Row, former Miami Dolphin linebacker, actually getting right back into the game now with 560 WQAM, Channing Crowder, Channing, Zach Gelb here, DARPA TV on Radio Row. How you doing?
Good, man. Enjoying myself. Been here all week and ended up with a good Friday.
Yeah, you're working with Sid Rosenberg, my dear friend over there. It must be rough working with him.
You're crazy too?
I'm not crazy. He got me into radio. He got me on WFAM when I was a young boy at the age of 8. But I'll tell you something, he is crazy.
Oh, I know. I go on with him. I did a show, and I do a show all the time down in Miami, and he kind of got me into radio too, and he got me kind of popular in radio because I kind of take after him radio and talking about more than radio, a little risky stuff. So it's great to be with him. It's real easy, and he brought me in, so we're in the same boat.
We're like brothers almost. And you,
I don't know about
that. Not so much.
I'm a little more attractive.
But when I shook your hand, Joe, you said I got some big hands.
You're a big old boy, yeah.
I'll tell you this. I look at your hair. You want to exchange some hair a little bit?
I don't know about that. I don't know if I can get away with that hair.
Well, you're looking better since last time we saw you at Radio Row last year.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You know, you're not on the crutches anymore. Everything's
going good. I was on the crutches.
good.
That's right. Yeah, I'm good now. Well, I didn't play this year, so I'm healthy as a horse now.
Well, you're coming back to the game. What factored into that decision for you?
Just an opportunity. I took off because my son was born. My wife was pregnant when I got released by the Dolphins, and I didn't feel like leaving town and jumping up and moving on my 37-week pregnant wife. So I said I'll take the year off, and then now the next season's about to start, so I'll start working out and see if a team picks me up. If not, then I'll be a radio personality like yourself.
We're talking to Channing Crowder, and Channing, I know you don't want to go back to the Miami Dolphins because I've heard you before. You said they're a complete mess. Would you either think about going back to Miami Dolphins? Would you figure going to a place like New England, try to get yourself a Super Bowl ring?
Yeah, well, realistically, it's whoever wants you. You know, it's supply and demand. If they want me, if they want to, pay me to do a job, I'll play linebacker for them. But the Miami Dolphins is almost like a great relationship, but the other way, because I don't like Ireland, which I've came out and publicly said, and he's not a fan of me. Obviously, he cut me, and very disrespectfully. So it's not going to happen. So I can't say I don't want to go back to the Dolphins, but I know it won't happen. So I'll pursue the other 31 teams. That's
an interesting point. We've seen players that were Miami Dolphins, and then towards the end of their career, they don't get treated great. Zach Thomas, Jason Taylor. I guess that's just the way they handle things.
Well, not the Dolphins, but this regime with Jeff Ireland, and highly criticized. And I made headlines this week about saying the Jeff Ireland comments. But you said it, like JT disrespecting Jason Taylor, the best
Hall of Famer too. He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
He's the best defense player in Dolphin history. You can say a couple of old guys, the Dick Andersons maybe and things, but Jason Taylor was number 5 on the sack list, and you cut him twice very disrespectfully and really criticized him. Don't pay him money, let him go to the Jets. They gave him a crazy contract, and Dolphins wouldn't match it. But it's how they did things, and I don't know, and I've been criticized with Jeff Ireland stuff, but it's classless.
I remember I'm sitting on my couch a few years ago when you dropped the gloves with Matt Light. OCU Manure had some controversial comments this week. What kind of player is Matt Light?
He's all of them are dirty. All offensive linemen are dirty. The whole tuck thing with the Atlanta Falcons offensive linemen, they're real dirty. And I was telling people, yeah, they're
dirty birds.
I would say Atlanta's offensive line might be one of the worst as a group that really get nasty. But Matt Light is he will get his extra shots in. And honestly, that fight started because he took a cheap shot on Ronaldo Hill, and then I started talking junk to him, and then I got under his skin, and then he started fighting me.
Were you surprised that he wasn't suspended by the league after that fight?
Yes, because he started. I didn't even, he's the one.
Because you got the bad knock on that fight, if you remember.
Yeah, he's the one that initiated. But it's the Patriots, and it's Matt Light, and it's this big, great, all-American white guy, and this little troublemaker, dread guy with tattoos. You know who was gonna look bad, and you know what the stereotype is. So honestly, we got fined the same because a couple of his offensive linemen said they said I was talking bad about his mom and his sisters and all, but I talked bad about everybody's family. Because
what's the worst you ever done in trash talking to guys?
I can't say it.
People you can't say it on the air.
I can't say it on air because it's too bad. But yeah, and some people just let it go because if I talk so much, somebody's gonna say something back.
It's true.
But I don't listen to them because I know it's not true. Hey, your mom's ugly. You've never seen.
You talking about my mom like that?
Yeah, like that. I'd be like, I've never seen. You've never seen my mom, and no, she's very beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do. But some people let guys get under your skin, and that day I got under Matt's skin.
Patriots offensive line is a big factor in this game. How do you break down this matchup going up against the Giants pass rush? Because those are some very good pass rushers in those Giants teams.
Yeah, well, getting back, I heard they might have back Sebastian Vollmer. And
yes.
That would help them because not just at tackle, but they have to put an extra tight end in to block those guys. If you've seen, I don't know your opinion, but my opinion is that the New York Giants pass rush the best in the league.
Yes, I agree.
But the Ravens had Tom Brady nervous last week.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that like Brady had a terrible game. He was forced into.
You know what I also think it was? I also thought it was a lot of the coverage because they weren't getting a lot of pressure on him. They weren't really knocking him down, but that coverage was so good once you got past those defensive linemen that Brady had to basically lob the ball in there to most of these guys, and he wasn't able to sit back, fire, and throw the ball and gun. done it. The coverage for the Ravens last week was excellent.
Yeah, and you've seen, but what was it? I think it was Suggs. Suggs didn't have any sacks.
No, he didn't.
He would come and just tap and he'd touch. Tom would let the ball go and Suggs would run and give him a little chest bump, like, it's a couple seconds away. And I think that's what made Brady not have a great game. Probably one of his worst games since he's been in the playoffs his career. So I believe the New York Giants defensive line will beat that offensive line, but you just don't know. Josh McDaniels might be in charge of finding a way to do it. They brought him in, and they said he's real good with coverage, protection. But it's Bill Belichick. He's going to find a way to do it. They're going to find a way to slow him down with a little bit of running here, a little bit of play action, and just enough. And if the game ever gets to a point where New England has to pass every play and the Giants know it, I think it might get ugly. But I think New England's that good where it'll never get to that situation, and it'll be a good game through the stretch.
Very underrated story this year for the Giants has been the linebacking play. Michael Boley got hurt. He came back, and then the minute he came back, this Giants defense kind of changed. Did you kind of get that feel this year watching Michael Boley?
Yeah, they went through a bunch of linebackers. And we talked to Blackburn, who's playing better now, and like you say, Boley was probably one of their defensive MVPs. Like you said, when he came back from injury, and they had some tough. And Boley came in and solidified that position. So I don't know if it was just him, but it seemed like it seemed to you. It seemed the same way to me when Michael Boley came back that game, and I can't remember what game it was, but they were a different team, and the D-line was getting healthier and healthier, and OC didn't go to camp. And there was no off season for OC to get the knee back, and they were slowly rolling in. It was almost like they got into camp mid-season, they got out of camp mid-season, and now they were ready. So about game 8, they went crazy, and I was excited. And now being around Sid Rosenberg and all the guys at 5-6 QAM with the Giant stuff, I kind of started to like.
Are you throwing up a little bit? You're throwing up watching Sid each day coming in with him and Black Moses each and every day. They're coming in with a different jersey.
Well, actually, I'm the only one in the station that picked the Giants versus the Packers.
Really?
So I might.
You're the only smart one in that station. Yeah, what you're telling me?
Yeah. I'm probably most so smart. And they're supposed to be these big Giants fans. I thought they ride or die with them, but they got caught up in the Aaron Rodgers, hoopla and all. But the Giants are playing ball, and what I'm telling people about players, you talk to a lot of players, and I've talked to. I think media people and fans look at a lot of numbers and they get caught up in past, or they get caught up in reputation almost. Like your mind saying is Belichick and Brady, nobody can beat them. But if you're watching football with your eyes in the last month, Eli's playing amazing football. The Giants defense is crazy. You can't hold the ball for 3.5, 4 seconds. You're going to get knocked in the back of the head. I just say the eye test, the Giants are a better team, but you still have to go back, and that little voice in the back of your mind is saying it's still Bill Belichick. It's still Tom Brady.
We're talking to WQAM superstar Channing Crowder going back to the NFL this upcoming year. Hopefully you do better than Tiki Barber and you actually get back in the league this year.
We'll see. I think Tiki wanted to get.
How are you health-wise?
I feel good. I feel great. It's funny, like physically, you obviously not getting hit in the head.
You look like you could still play.
300-pound guys, yeah, but just the mental part of it, the getting the stress off, having a kid, and just kind of just refocusing, just thinking about real life, and not all football all day, and being stressed out and trying to study film and get this going, and all that. So mentally, I'm so clear now. My mind's so clear. I'm happy, and kids, wife, just my life kind of changed in the last year, and I'm excited to see if I can get back in the league. If not, then I'll sit on the radio and be happy.
Let's say this: Belichick comes to you next year. Tom Coughlin comes to you. They both offer you the same amount of money, same amount of years. Who are you going to? It's a tough one.
That's if it was any other team, it might be an easy answer, but those two, man, it's
playing in the cold. Is that going to be a factor for you? You always played in the sun. You're going to go up to the cold. You want to play somewhere in the cold now?
Nobody wants to play in the cold. Seriously.
But would you make that sacrifice?
Yeah. I was about to say no. If you give everybody the opportunity to play in Miami, Dallas, Houston, New Orleans, it's beautiful. Beautiful weather. You get beaches and whatever. But you're going to go where they want you, where your contracts are, and where you're needed.
Give me a prediction for the game coming up this Sunday. You staying for the game, by the way?
No. I'm going home tonight. I miss my son too much. My flight was for Saturday, but I have to go back. I can't. I got to see my baby. But
such a tough game. It can really go either way.
I don't want it to be high scoring, but I think it can get up not that high, maybe 27, 24, something like that. 31, 27. It's going to be one of those 3-4 point games, the last drive like it is, and we're going to see which quarterback's going to come through in the clutch.
Channing, thanks so much, my man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.